Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, which is the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all comments, all questions Manchester United related. As you can see from the title, AMORIM tactically outcoached from a hospital bed. Shout out to Nero #1 for the title. Shout out to the young G every single time. And secondly, that sums up the game because Manchester United were absolutely battered, in particular in the second half by Newcastle, losing 4-1. Before the game, I think general consensus was Manchester United were going to lose the game. And my major issue isn't with losing the game because Newcastle are better. It's the manner in which we lost the game. That's where my issue lies. That's where my major problem lies. And this manager still on foolishness. That's where the problem is. And let me get to this already because big up to Warrior J as always. Big up to Ryan B. I'm going to get to his comment, but make sure run up the likes first and foremost. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do so. Share across all the socials as well. At That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV. I don't have it on the screen. Let me actually pull it up. Boom. There it is, people. That's Me Flawless at Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you follow on Twitter and Instagram, but make sure you go retweet and like this show, share from the Instagram, and just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV, and hit the notification bell as well. And yes, the nephew, this manager talking way too much. And to Ryan B, two things. What happened to giving the manager time? I am giving the manager time. I'm not hammering him out. And in regards to we were never going to win the game, like I said, even before I seen this comment, my issue isn't not winning the game. It's the manner in which we did. It's the performance. It's the setup, tactics, instruction, all those things. Because teams not of our level will give Newcastle a better game than that. That's where my issue lies. So we'll get to all those things. Big up to Young King. Well, even Young King. Real King in the building. Yes, man. What are you telling me, man? You good?
Big up, big up, Flawless, big up everyone. Glad to be back on the channel. I'll say, you know what I'm saying, after international break, all of that, you know what I'm saying. Glad to be on the channel, bro. You know what I'm saying. Despite of our depressing club, bro, you know, like, you know, like that, bro. But we're going to chop it up, bro, because I got a lot of shit I need to get off my chest, bro. Because
Yeah.
this club, bro, honestly, bro, it is so low right now, bro. It's the lowest it's ever been. So I just need to get I need to get a big monologue, and I need to get a lot of stuff off the chest, bro.
Of course,
Cause
man.
yeah,
That's why I bring you on, because one, I want to hear what you got to say, and two, to get things off your chest. Big up Eddie in the cut as well. What
yeah,
are you
man.
saying, family?
Big up Eddie.
Yeah, I've been seeing some nasty ass shit in these YouTube streets. Is gonna get addressed today.
See, everyone got a lot to say, and it's right. He doesn't need your cape because here the thing is, the right who says, but I'm seeing other fans turn on him. It's because he's won 6 games in 21. It's because he's failed to win back-to-back games. So if Eddie or King right now said to me, I'm hammering him out, he's terrible, and started listing off the stats, you know what I say? Fair enough, I understand. That's what I said to anyone. So whether it's a Manchester United fan or a rival fan who's like, yes, I'm hammering him out, the manager needs to go, he's not good enough. He has a 30% win rate. He's won 6 games in 21. He's failed to win back-to-back matches since he's got here in the Premier League. All of those things I just mentioned are completely unacceptable. Word to my guy Alam, he said it yesterday about, can't remember what team it was, but we are a deeply unserious institution. Can't remember what NBA team he was talking about, but that applies to Manchester United. And we're like that from the top to the bottom in regards to it, why I believe we are a deeply unserious institution. And I've mentioned this. People are like, oh, why are you not hammering him out? Because as much as my confidence is dwindling with him and he's performing poorly and he's doing foolishness and making decisions that I just don't get whatsoever, I trust the board less. And you know what? I want the board to suffer. Because you know why? This is what happens when
we disagree, but I'm gonna let you cook.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. This is what happens when you lie on your CV. You know, when you lie on your CV, we've all seen the meme and it's like, yo, you put on your CV and it's a job you're not qualified for. That's where my issue lies as well. So it's all terrible to me. And yeah, I want them to suffer. Because it's like, you lot have contributed to this. Because I was told about the structure and how that was going to help Manchester United. And bear in mind, they've been here a year because they joined last February or March, I think it was. So 2024. And then obviously they had the assessment of Ten Hag. We all know what happened there at the start of the season. And Europa League or not, this season's gone to shit. So we'll see. But yeah, Eddie, man, your thoughts, man. Talk to us.
Yeah. After that game,
Go on.
watching that Manchester United Unfiltered podcast, I had to make a conscientious effort not to smash my phone due to what I was hearing. And to be
Go on.
clear, that's why I know where people saying I don't agree with a lot of what Staffy has to say. I really don't. I really don't. And that's just not on this AMORIM. Just his view on United, I've never really agreed with a lot of what he has to say. And I want to appreciate him for at least being consistent with that what he was saying yesterday. And Ash as well.
Yeah.
He does not need your cape. You people are putting it as though when we call this man to caution, there's no basis for what we're doing. To sit here and act like 4 individual errors are simply just 4 individual errors shows a surface level understanding of football that I wouldn't necessarily attribute to those two, but that's what they showed us yesterday. I say it all the time, Flawless, and I want people who don't understand this thing about sports to grasp this reality.
Go.
You either coach it or you allow it.
True.
Why are you putting your players in a position to consistently make mistakes?
Yes.
Why? What are you doing tactically that puts your players in harm's way? We can go to the tactics and we can go to the team selection. He has been god-awful.
Yeah.
The only thing I've been saying this as well that keeps me from not saying that shit, those 2 words is, I do not want to become a club where managers go to die. I don't want to have that stigma with us. We already have it when it comes to players.
Yeah.
Players leave United and perform at a higher level. They come to United and they regress. It is a 4-1 loss, and people want me to give grace to this manager. It does not make sense.
Yeah.
You said it bluntly, and the fact that they still argued about this is crazy to me. The man hasn't won 2 games in a row in the Premier League, and we're sitting here talking about, oh, you guys have this agenda. You guys really just think AMORIM's... What are you talking about? We put cold, hard facts on the table, and you people still figure out a way to wiggle this man out of accountability. Flawless will tell you, I've been here saying, you know what? Maybe he has a reason for doing this. He has a reason for doing that.
Yes, we did
there
try
are
and look
no
at it that
more
way.
reasons.
Yeah.
You consistently pick shit players and are shocked when we get shit results. You have consistently put Dallo at right wing back. We've seen that does not work. Put somebody else there.
Yep.
We have told you again and again, Ugarte in that midfield is a no-go. Ugarte with a player like Eriksen, are you kidding me? And I can understand, you know what, you want to win the Europa League game, that's fine.
Yeah.
But set us up in a way that makes sense with the players that you have at your disposal. Meaning, if you're going to substitutions that make sense are the only negotiable. If your substitutions do not make sense, you set us up to fail because you're not playing our best players. And not only that, you're putting those players who aren't our best in positions they're not suitable to be in. So you fucked up twice. You cannot escape from that reality. As much as they want to be acting like, oh, you know what, we're the upper echelon of Manchester United fans. You guys aren't ready for a rebuild. Oh, I hope you know what, you guys get the manager sacked so you can see what this team was. Like, we really want to sit here and watch this team fucking lose week after week after week. It's this arrogance of some people to say that you're not the type of fan who can do this. You're not the type of fan who can do that. Well, what type of fan are you? To where losing becomes acceptable, you start giving excuses for it.
Yeah.
Delusional. Point blank, period. I wanted it to work. I swear to God, I wanted it to work, people.
Of course, we spoke
I
about
did
this
not
in depth.
want it to come to this. But I had non-negotiables when this guy came in. Play the right players.
Yeah.
It's that simple. He has not done that. He's failed. We are where we are in the table in a large part because of his decision-making process. And you cannot escape that reality as much as you want to gloss over it. That's where we're at as a club. To the Enio's point.
Go on. Because this is where we disagree. Go on, fam. I want to hear your take. Go on.
You and I, as much as anybody else online.
Sorry, you hit the deep hell, man. This is where we're at, man. Go on.
With the fact that they've brought Eric Ten Hag back. I don't want to be a prisoner of that decision. I will concede that for me personally, this is their strike one with AMORIM.
Okay, first.
And so I don't want to say that if they get the next decision wrong, I'm out, because I'm seeing a level of player that I can actually respect coming into this club.
Right.
And I think those players that we brought in can play for any manager. I don't just think they're AMORIM signings the way that Højlund was a Eric Ten Hag signing, or Nana was or Mason Mount was. So for me, I've seen a transition in the types of players we're looking to bring in. So I decide to rely more on that evidence than the managerial aspect of things, because I think the manager thing is easier to fix than a department that can't get the right types of players in. When I look at the Dorgu signing, these brothers went to the dollar store, got a project, and the project is kind of iffy right now. So they have 2 summers to rearrange this squad. You've already built the defense.
Which I do. Sorry to cut you. I do agree with. I do.
No,
like
go ahead. It's all good. Interject whenever
as
you
much
need
as
to.
as much as people are critical of Agate, we know what he is. And asking Agate to get on the ball and progress the ball is idiotic. Bear in mind, I'm the guy who said I can't be more critical of Agate when I'm saying sign 2 central midfielders. But hey, we move.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, carry on.
No, and that's a great point, because there is a place for Ugarte in a squad, in my opinion. But if you play somebody like Ugarte, you need a deep line playmaker, and you need another playmaker in general who's not afraid to be on the ball and take risks. We don't have that. True. When you look at the midfield we always put out there, we're at a deficit when it comes to playing the ball forward. That's just my opinion. So, simply put, because I want King, I think that's connect. I want them to get their thoughts in.
Yeah, we're gonna get to everyone. Don't worry, fam.
I have had it up to here with Manchester United fan police. Don't tell me how I'm supposed to think about this damn club. Keep them thoughts to yourself. I say what I say, I mean what I say, and I have evidence and facts to back it up. If you disagree, that's fine. But don't tell me I'm crazy for thinking the way I am when I can factually break down why I'm saying what I'm saying. And that's all I got. That's all I got.
No, that's fair. And like I said, that's where we do agree with the ownership, the players. And then what's a bigger concern about that, even obviously getting recruitment right is key, because we've been complaining about that for the longest. We have gotten in better players and we've gone backwards. That's the problem that I have. It's like, I fear we're getting worse with the manager, because their managerial pursuits look at this one, and then now the managerial pursuit was god awful. Going Amorim so far is awful. Yeah, but we'll see. But we'll go to King anyway. And don't worry, people, I'm gonna get to all the quotes. Run up the likes as well, man. Likes is way too low, man. Run up the damn likes, you lot. You know what I'm saying? Get us up to 30 likes, please. Hit the subscribe button as well. I know you got plenty to get off your chest, King. So we'll go to you and then we'll go to Kaneki as well. Because
Yep.
so the manager's been talking, Keane's been chatting. Yeah, it's all going off at Manchester United, man. Like I said, the lamb was right. Deeply unserious institution. Go on.
Yeah, big up. Yeah, like I said, I got a lot to say. This is gonna be a monologue, people, like that. But yeah, man, like for me, yeah, like I said it on Northside channel yesterday, bro. I've had enough, bro. I'm Amarim out, bro, and
Let's
and
talk about
that's gonna be unpopular for a lot of people. But the thing about me is I like unpopular opinions. You know what I mean? I like to be unpopular, bro, because people want to always play catch up. When everyone agrees with you, then that means that means you start agreeing with them, and then like that. And the evidence that I saw, it wasn't just the Newcastle game. Obviously, I was having. Obviously, that I've been heavily critical. Even the first 5, 7, 8 games, I was very critical of this manager, and the thing is, what tipped me over the edge was when I saw Wolverhampton Wanderers, not Man City, not Liverpool, Wolverhampton Wanderers, yeah, have won 4 games in a row. And people and people want to blame me, yeah. People want to say, oh, it's not all on the players. People want to say, oh, it's all on the players. It's all on the players. So how comes then Manchester United clearly have a better squad than Wolves, right? Man United have a better squad than Wolves. So how comes Wolves have got more? How comes Wolves can win 4 games in a row and Manchester United can't even win 2 games in a row? Like, this is too hard. This is too hard. What? That's really too hard for me to ask, bro. Like, we can go on about the Man United attackers, this and that, yeah, bro. Amad Diallo, Kobe Mainoo, and Xerxes. All of these 3 attackers are pretty much better than all of Wolves' attackers. All of our yeah, Cunha's the only one that you could argue. Cunha's the only one that you can argue. Apart from that, all the others are trash, yeah. And then we've got a better. You can argue that they've got a better goalkeeper, and that's it. Yeah, we've got a clearly better defense. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, apart from no, that's what I mean. That's it. And the midfield is just mid. In the midfield is just mid. But Casemiro is better than like all of their midfielders. So like, you know what I'm saying. So this is the thing, Flawless. Yeah, I've seen this manager time after time after time. We brought in Dogu. Because he was versatile, because he could play left wing back and right wing back. I've been saying, yeah, I don't have a problem with him starting Harry Amas, because I wanted him to start Harry Amas. But why would you start Harry Amas and then drop one of our best players in Dogu? Why don't you play Dogu on the right hand side? Why don't you play Dogu on the right? Why don't you play the Dogu as a right wing back, and then play Harry Amas as a left wing back? Or why don't you play Garnacho as a right wing back, and then play Dogu as a left wing back? Yeah, this manager, I've said it for time. This manager keeps on playing Diego Dallo, bro. Yeah, this manager keeps on playing Diego Dallo. If you are so persistent of playing with Diego Dallo, why don't you actually try him in a different position? Why don't you actually try him as a centre back? Why don't you actually try him as one of the centre backs? This is what I've been saying. Why don't you try Dallo as one of the centre backs? Because you clearly know that at right wing back it does not work. You clearly know that. You are trying to make Ugarte like a Vitinha or like a Pedri, where he's a dictator, where he controls games. Ugarte is not that type of player what is going to dictate and control games and expects to spray 10, 15-yard passes and all of that. He's not that. He's a destroyer, bruv. Yeah, you play in the same game. By the way, I remember the game at Old Trafford. You didn't learn from the first lesson. You started Ericsson yet again in a pivot. Yet again, bro. Yet again. But you know Ericsson's best strengths are going forward on the ball. You know Ericsson's best position is a 10. You know Ericsson is not mobile enough to play in the 8. Bro, you're putting Ericsson in a pivot against Joe Linton, Tunali, yeah, and Bruno Guimaraes. You know Newcastle structurally, their three midfielders structurally are like one of the best structurally. So why would you play Ericsson in a pivot? Makes absolutely no sense. Playing Bruno, how many times have we said it? Playing Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho in the 10. How many times have we said that that does not work? Yeah? Because the fact is they are not good at receiving the ball on the half turn. They're not good at keeping the ball and they can't press. You expect Garnacho and Bruno to high press when they are not intelligent to press. Because people think pressing is just sprinting 80, 90, 100 miles per hour. No, sprinting is closing gaps. It's closing gaps and spaces, and it's about closing passing lanes. Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho are not intelligent enough to press. Yeah? And then you start, and then obviously you start Joshua Zirkzee. But the amount of times that you've had Joshua Zirkzee on the bench for Højlund is absolutely disgraceful. The amount of times that you've played Rasmus Højlund is absolutely disgraceful. You play Victor Lindelof, yeah. You play Victor Lindelof as a central centre back. Like I said, we could have gone with Dogu or Garnacho as a right wing back, one of them, and then we could have gone with Harry Amas left wing back, and then we could have gone with Mazarari on the left side as centre back, Yeni Euro as a central centre back, and Dalot as a right centre back. You get me? There's so many different things that this manager could have done, yeah, but he doesn't want to do it because he wants to play his favourites. He wants to play Bruno. He wants to play. He wants to play Dalot. He wants to play these favourites, bro. And I cannot stand it. He chose. He came out in a press conference. Yeah, he came out in the press conference. I remember. He came out in a press conference and said that it was my decision to get rid of Anthony, Rashford, and Malacia, and I knew the financial situation. He knew the financial situation of Manchester United. So if you knew the financial situation was bad, why do we let go of Anthony and Rashford and Malacia and do not bring in any replacements when you know that we are not when you know that we are not going to bring any replacements in January, but you decide to let them go, bro. Everton and Wolves, like I said, I've seen Everton go on three wins in a row. I've seen Wolves win 4 games in a row, and they could make it 5. They could make it 5 against Manchester United because they got Manchester United next. Wolves. So we are saying right now, yeah, Wolves and Everton have a better squad than Manchester United. Like that's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. Yeah. We was like 12 point clear of Wolves at one stage. I think it was like a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we was like 12 point clear of Wolves. Now Wolves are 3 points behind us. Yeah. The point is, yeah, the lowest that we could finish was 16th, and now the lowest is 17th that we could possibly finish. Bro, it's getting worse and worse and worse, bro. And this highlights it, bro. This highlights it. I can't back a man for doing foolishness. Yeah, this man is standing on the sideline, brother. This man is standing, bro. This man is standing on the sideline and going mad at Rashford and going mad at Garnacho for blazing it over the bar and taking shots and that, yeah. And he's going mad for Rasmus Højlund not controlling the ball properly. Well, you played these brothers most of the time. What do you expect? Why are you mad? Why are you mad, bro? You know what Rasmus is. You know what Garnacho is. This is why I'm not getting mad onto the players, because I've said it plenty of times before. I know who these players are, bro. I know who these players are, but it's about limiting the mistakes. I'm not asking Amorim to get all of these players to world class level. All I'm asking Ruben Amorim to do is get these players to a decent level. I'm not even asking to a world class level. Get these players to a decent level, and simply, he hasn't done it. Yeah, and there's people out there, yeah, what are accepting Manchester United finishing 15th with a trophy, or 15th without a trophy. We wanted Louis van Gaal out. We wanted Louis van Gaal out when he won the FA Cup and we finished 5th. We wanted Ten Hag. Some of us wanted Ten Hag out because he won the Carabao Cup and finished in top 4. We wanted Ten Hag out for winning the FA Cup and finishing 8th. And now we are accepting less for this guy. Like, bro, like, this is the thing. Like, at one stage, yeah, not right now, but at this time, when Amorim first came in, we were 4 points off the top 4. I've said it before, yeah. To be in the top 4, you don't have to be super consistent to get into the top 4. Yeah, I've been saying it. Yeah, the expectation has gone from top 4, from top 4 to top 7 to top 10 to top 15, and now 17th in relegation, and you know what I mean, near the relegation battle. Like, bro, like this is the thing, yeah. Manchester United, this is the thing. What makes me mad, yeah? Because if Amorim would have just played these players in the right position, if he would have played the players in the right position, and if he would have given the right tactics, and if he left certain players out of the squad, yeah, Manchester United could have got top 4, and we could have won the Europa League. We could have won a trophy and got top 4. If Amorim didn't do all of this foolishness at the start, Man United could have got top 4. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, playing Kobe Mainoo, bro. It took him 2 months to figure out Kobe Mainoo does not work in the pivot. Oh, Kobe Mainoo can't defend in the pivot. Well, we tried to tell you this, bro. Oh, Harry Maguire's not good with space around him, but you play Harry Maguire in a high line. Oh, Garnacho is not good inside, but you play Garnacho as a 10. Bro, all of these things, yeah, makes no sense, bro. Because you're standing there on the sideline, yeah, and you're doing nothing, bro. Bro, is that you walking into your bedroom, yeah, and you're seeing your girl sleeping with the next man, bro, and you're just standing there, bro. You get me, bro? You're not doing something about it,
you know
bro.
what? I was worried where that analogy was gonna go. Thank you. You made
Bro,
sense.
you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I was just very,
you
very
get what I'm saying?
concerned. But go on. I hear fully what you're saying. Go on, carry on.
You know me, yeah. I come with context in it, and I know how to say the right words in it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get
no. When I say worried about what he's gonna say, I knew the analogy would have been hilarious and been accurate. I just didn't know how graphic you was gonna go with.
Yeah, like,
okay, it's not like our friend Kaneki over there. That's all. But go on.
Yeah. Or it's like watching one of your bedrooms fighting, yeah, and you see them getting beat up in that, yeah, and you're just standing there, yeah, doing nothing about it, bro. Like, bro, this guy just standing there on the sideline doing nothing, bro. This guy's not changing anything, bro. This guy's just standing there and letting it unfold, bro. I want to know, yeah, where has Cheeto been? Because I haven't seen him since the Fulham game. Cheeto created 3 chances for himself in the Fulham game. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This brother, most of the time, has been starting Rasmus Højlund up front when 3 players have done better than him in the 9. Xerxes has done better in the 9 than him. Yeah, Xerxes done better. Cheeto done better in the 9 than him. And guess what? Who did better in the 9? And he's not even a centre forward. Harry Maguire did better in the last 10 minutes in the Nottingham Forest game up front than Rasmus Højlund. And you still majority of the time have persisted with this guy, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's just foolishness. Yeah, where Cornet been? Where Cornet been as well? Because Cornet weren't given a chance. Why did bro? This is the thing. Yeah, I don't rate Bruno. Yeah, but you saw in the Leon game. Yeah, when we switched him back to the 8 instead of the 10, Bruno ended up getting the assist for the Xerxes header. People will remember. People will remember when Amorim made the change, yeah, of putting Bruno back in the pivot, yeah. Yeah, yeah. He got the assist from it, but yet you start him in the 10. We all know Bruno Fernandes is average in the 8, but you know what he is as a 10? He's diabolical as the 10. That's the difference. This is why words matter, bro. Because when Bruno's playing in the 10, he's diabolical. It's like when Garnacho plays as a wing back. Garnacho is average as a wing back, but when he plays in the 10, he's absolutely diabolical, bro. This is the difference, bro. This man can't even get these players to an average level. And he can't even get the best out. And he hasn't got the best out of Ahmad. He hasn't got the best out of Xerxes. He hasn't got the best out of none of our good players, bro. You get me, bro? People are acting like Amorim has the same squad as Southampton, and he's got no one to pick. You've got Yeni Euro, you've got Mazarawi, you got Mateus Delit, you got Ahmad, you got Kobe, you got Xerxes. You got a few players there what you should be able to work with, and right now you are not working with them. Casemiro, who's been one of our better players, has only been playing is because we've had injuries to Ugarte, and we've had injuries to Mainu. Because people will remember Amorim. People will remember for like 2 or 3 months, Casemiro was straight on the bench. Casemiro weren't getting games. This is the thing. This is why I'm Amorim out, bro. Because the man is spotting all of these problems, yeah. But he's still persisting with it, bro. He's still persisting with it, and he's going mad to say like, why is it going wrong? Why is it going wrong? Because you're sticking with the same things. You get what I'm trying to say, bro? And it's like, if you don't change something, yeah, it's just going to be the same, bro. Shit, bro. That's what it's gonna be, bro. This is what it's gonna be, bro. And like, bro, I cannot.
This is what it's gonna be. Shit.
This is what it's gonna be, bro.
So
I can't.
Sorry,
bro,
go. Carry
bro,
on.
I can't. People are saying about if he gets his own players. I've been saying this, yeah. I've said this a couple of times on this channel. What happens if Ineos bring in 5 or 6 players and 4 of them get injured? Then what happens then? People don't want to have that conversation. People don't want to have that conversation though. What happens, yeah, if we bring in 6 players, yeah, in the summer and majority of them get injured? 4 of them get injured. So you can't coach because you don't have most of your players? Well, that was the same excuse that Ten Hag were given. When we were signing players under Ten Hag, when we signed like 5 players every transfer window under Ten Hag, the excuses was with Ten Hag, Ten Hag can't play his style of football because he doesn't have Luke Shaw, he doesn't have Martinez, he doesn't have Tyro Malacia. Yeah, that's going to be the same thing. Say if we bring in, I don't know, say if we bring in a Semenyo and we bring in either Osimhen and Delap, and then then I don't know, and then we bring in an 8, and then we bring in 2 wing backs, and then say if Delap and Semenyo and one of our wing backs get injured, then what's the excuse going to be there? People are going to say, "Oh, Amorim can't play his style of play because he doesn't have this wing back because he's injured. Oh, he can't play that. He can't play Delap up front because he's injured. Oh, he can't play Semenyo because he can't play style play because Semenyo's not there or Delap's not there or this player's not there." You get what I'm trying to say? Like, these are all,
it's something you've brought up before, which is accurate. It makes sense.
Yeah, because I've seen that happen to multiple managers. I've seen it when the boards have signed players and they've got injured. Managers haven't had a clue what to do with the players. Even if you look at someone like Pep Guardiola, yeah, Rodri is their most important player in their system. Once Rodri has gone, look look what's happened to City. Look, Pep hasn't been able to adapt without Rodri. You get me? That is just one example, bro. And it's just jarring because it's like Amarim could have used the youth academy. He could have used the youth academy when he first came in. He could have done a Van Gaal thing. I remember me and Flawless at the start of the tenure after the first 3 or 4 games. We were saying, bro, bring the youth players in. Bring the youth players in.
Has it been that long since we've been saying that?
Yeah,
It was all last year.
we said that shit for time Flawless. We said, bro, we said this shit for time, Flawless. Like, bring in the youth players. Bring in Collier.
I just didn't remember when I started saying it, but
yeah, bro,
your
like,
memory better than mine. So if you're saying we said it as early
yeah,
as 2024, you're right.
I know it was early time. I know it was early time when Amarim came in, and anyway, I knew it was early, but like Harry Amas, you know what? We are going to give Harry Amas a run of games. You know what? We're going to give Harry Amas a run of games. We are going to give Dallo a run of games at right centre back. We are going to give, I don't know, Cornet a run of games. We are going to give Collier a run of games. Yeah, if he used the youth academy more and he was picking the right profiles and the right and his tactics was right, I could give him a blight. If he was trying everything as possible,
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like if he was trying everything in his locker, yeah, I could back it. But the fact is, since the first 7 or 8 games where I saw a little pattern of play, yeah, after that, yeah, I haven't seen anything. Like if we're being honest, the first 7 or 8 games wasn't really a style of play. It was more of a system change. And like this is another thing what people have been saying. People have been saying, it's because the players can't play in a back three. No, like I've always said, the back three has never been the problem. The problem has been 2 main issues. It's because the personnel that Amarim is picking is the personnel and the tactics. Bro, when we are attacking, it's meant to be a 3-2-5. And then that's when we are attacking, and that's when we're on the ball. When we are on the ball, it's meant to be a 3-2-5. But when we don't have the ball, it's supposed to be a 5-4-1. That is what it's meant to be, bro. With and without the ball, bro. And simply, Amarim hasn't done that. That's the problem. He expects Ugarte to be the dictator when Ugarte has never done that in his life in certain games. Expect Harry Maguire to play in a high line. He should have known all of these things before he came before he came to Manchester United. He should have known what the players that he had at his disposal when he first came in, or just before when he just came in. This is what good managers spot, bro. And right now, the man is not giving me anything to back. And I'm not the first person to say Amarim out, by the way. Obviously, Rance says Amarim out. I don't know if any other United fans are Amarim out, but I'm like...
There's definitely more. There's definitely more.
There's definitely more. And the thing is, yeah, is that Amarim will get a lot of criticism, but he won't get all the criticism from me, but he will get a lot of criticism because I expected a lot better from him. And the reality is, people can't expect if people said that they expect Man United to be 16th, 17th, 14th, whatever, then they are lying, bro. They are lying, bro. Like they are lying. If they expected that at the start of the season we would be this bad, they are lying. We've seen Everton and Wolves with less quality squads get more than 2 wins in in a row, and I can't expect that from Manchester United. I cannot expect that. Like even with the Europa, even if we win the Europa League, I still want this guy sacked. I don't see even if he wins a Europa League, bro. There's no, the only thing I can change my mind is when I see a stouter player, and is when he actually wins one of the major honors, if that's Premier League or the Champions League, because I do not see it with this man. I don't see a stouter player. I don't see this guy adapting. I'm just seeing the guy just playing the same shit every single week, and it's tiring, bro. It's tiring, and I know that he could have. I know that he could have adapted certain things, because I know, yeah, we could have, if he would have, for example, if he would have, you mentioned it about Garnacho, about him leaving Garnacho out of the squad, and leaving Rashford out of the squad for like before the Manchester derby. If he kept Garnacho out of the squad and didn't bring him back in, that's another mistake that he made, by the way, bringing Garnacho in when he did not even need to bring Garnacho back into the squad. If he would have took Garnacho, took Højlund, and Rashford and the other players that are not good enough, if he would have took the players out, yeah, what are not good enough for his system out of the squad, yeah, we would have got we it doesn't matter where it doesn't matter if we finish fourth or win a trophy. It doesn't matter where we finish. They would have been gone regardless, because you know why, people? Because when you put players out of the squad, or when you put them in the under 21s, 9 times out of 10 they leave the football club. That's what happens. That's what happens for us. That's what happens. And the thing is, I know how shit the top 4 race is. Look how tight the top 4 race is now, bro. Look how tight the top 4 race is. We were 4 points off the top 4, and now we're 18 points behind Newcastle, and Newcastle have a game in hand. They could go 21 points clear of us. Nottingham Forest will be 4th if Newcastle win. We are 19 points behind them, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? Man City have gone like 1 in 14. Man City have gone 1 in 14. I saw on the Back Again podcast, I think Mons mentioned it about Chelsea have won one game against the 10 teams or something like that, against the big 10 teams.
Something like that.
In the top 10, and they're still in the top 4. Bro, at one point we could have got top 4 and the trophy. We could have got top 4 and the trophy, flawless. But the reality is now is that we now, the reality is now just end the season. That's the reality. And people can say yeah, it's a free hit, yeah. But the reality is, people can say, oh, it's a free hit and that. But at the end of the day, yeah, we was still in the League Cup. We were still in the League Cup. We are still in the Europa League right now. We were still in the FA Cup. You get what I'm trying to say? It's not like it's not like when AMORIM came in and we were knocked out of the League Cup or the FA Cup. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he didn't have any trophies to fight for. He threw the Carabao Cup. He threw the Carabao Cup away. He's thrown the FA Cup away. And I won't be surprised after the Xerxes injury, yeah, if we go out against Leon. Because this is the thing. Again, Onana, again, I'm not going to get onto Bayonde that much. Yes, he made a mistake for the 4th goal. But how many mistakes has Onana made? How many mistakes Onana made? And plus Bayonde made the mistake when the game was already over, bro. The game was already a wrap at 3-1, bro. The heads were already gone at 3-1, bro. Like, yeah, like, you get what I'm trying to say? So, like, this brother's been constantly playing Andre Onana, yeah. Yeah, we all know who Onana thinks. Onana thinks he's a shit. It's the same thing with Garnacho. Garnacho thinks he's like some Ronaldo. Like, I remember Ugarte and Garnacho did a thing. I think it was on TNT Sport, yeah. And and you know where they do the best dressed, the best skilled, and all of that. You know when they ask all of these questions, yeah.
Yeah. That's it, about your teammates.
Well, yeah, about your teammates and that, yeah. Garnacho said he's the most skillful player at the football club. That shows how unintelligent and how unself-aware he's been. Nana's crying about. Nana's crying about all the freaking hate that he's getting and this and that, bro. You play for Manchester United Football Club, bro. Bro, we all need a rest, bro. Never mind you, bro. We all need a rest, bro. How about that, bro? And like God, and like and it's the same thing with God Natural saying, "Oh, I feel like all the Manchester United fans are against me. This and that, this and that." Yeah, but then you go, yeah, on TNT Sport and say you're the most skillful player. No wonder why you're getting criticized, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? So when Amorim is playing these men week in and week out, are we supposed to be surprised? No, we're not. Like, we're not supposed to be surprised. Like that's the biggest thing for me. Like, how is Amorim surprised of these men? How is he surprised how bad these men are? Seriously, bro. Seriously.
I think he is taken aback by. I know he knows they're bad. I think he is taken aback by how bad they are. I think he knew he was bad before, and then he got there, and he was like, "Holy shit!"
And then bringing
I think if he knew he was going to do this bad, you don't take the job. We don't take the job knowing you're going to do bad.
And then he brought on Mason, and then another sub. Yeah, he brought on Mason Mount as a sub. He brought on Mason Mount and Hoyland. I knew the game. Yeah, I knew the game. I think it was at 2-1. I think it might have been. Was it at 2-1 when he or 2 or 3-1 when he made that change? I said it was going to be 4-5-1.
Around that, I can't remember. But go on, carry on.
Yeah, but I remember. Yeah, when he made those 2 changes, I said this is gonna end up like 4 or 5-1. Because we all know that Rasmus Højlund can't keep the ball, bro, and we know that Newcastle are going to come wave after wave after wave, attack after attack after attack, like you know what I'm saying. And obviously the last thing I would say is I would say, because you mentioned about Ineos. Obviously, I understand Kadeki's stance. He doesn't like these players, and he wants to burn all the players. And I understand Eddie's stance on it, and I understand your stance that you don't fully trust Ineos. I don't trust Ineos. I'm not Ineos in or out. I'm Ineos doubt. You get me? I'm in your stout, bro. I'm 50-50 on Ineos. That's what I've always said, because I've liked the signings that they brought in. I've liked the wage bill I've liked how they've structured the wage bill, and that I like how they've structured the wage bill. I liked the Jason Wilcox and the Omar Barada appointment. I like those appointments. But what I didn't like from Ineos was the Dan Ashworth appointment. And what I didn't like was, like, because Dan Ashworth says Jadon Sancho was the 5th best attacker at Manchester United, when we had Garnacho and Rashford and all of them at the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dan Ashworth was a fraud, you know, like that. That was a massive mistake that they made, because he was the person that wanted to keep Ten Hag as well. Dan Ashworth was the person that wanted to keep Ten Hag. Like, bro, if obviously I want to be wrong on Amorim. Listen, Amorim's a good. I'm sure Amorim's a good guy in person and that, yeah. But bro, like, I don't see how he comes back from this, bro. I don't see how he comes back from this, because on the sidelines, bro, I've seen him on the sidelines, bro. He doesn't have a clue, bro. Like, his head is gone by the sidelines, bro. And like, at the end of the day, yeah, if Amorim does not fully work out, yeah, how I think it will, yeah, guess what? Ineos and Omar Berrada, they you know what I mean? They have to be held heavily criticized, bro. Omar Berrada, Sir Ratcliffe, all of them, man, have to be harshly criticized, because I said this. If the first appointment goes wrong, yeah, they have to be heavily criticized, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no escape from it, bro. Like if the Amarim appointment doesn't work out how I think it will, then I think I'm gonna edge to in. I think I'll be fully in. I think I'll be fully Ineos out because because you can't you can't not sat Ten Hag the position that we was in, and then hire a manager what needs specialist players, and you can't freaking coach with the players that he's already got at his disposal. You know what I'm saying? And and do all of this and that, and this is the thing. Like at the end of the day, Amarim's not doing a good job. I want Amarim out. I don't care how people feel about it, because I like to have these uncomfortable conversations. Not a lot of people will have these. A lot of. I know a lot of people out there. I know there'll be a lot of people out there will be saying, "Real King, what you're talking about? Trophies,
the thing is,
you know what I mean? Just because."
Yeah, you're talking sense. When I say I don't like having uncomfortable conversations, doesn't mean I won't have them. But do I like it? No. So fuck you for that. But carry on.
Yeah. I know the comments. I know the comments are coming from me, bro. I know the comments from me, but I know, if Amarim doesn't work out, I know they'll be all coming back, bro, in the comments, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? They'll come back, bro, and they will start agreeing with me. Because I remember when me and Rance and all of these, man, when we were saying Ten Hag out, it took people a long time to marinate, but people came around at the end, bro. And like, the reality is, we can't accept 15th with a trophy or without a trophy, or 16th or 17th. Second half in the table with a trophy or without a trophy isn't good enough for Manchester United. Because ultimately, since Sir Alex Ferguson has retired, the expectation, like in the first season, or in the half season, has always been getting top 4 and winning a trophy. And then it's been winning a trophy and getting third or second and challenging for the league. And then the third season is where you have to win like a major honour. Like, when I mean major honour, I mean Premier League or Champions League. That has always been the expectation for every single manager since after Fergie, since after David Moyes and Fergie, since Van Gaal, since Ollie, since Jose. You know what I mean? Flawless since Ten Hag. That has always been the expectation. Getting top 4 in the first season, winning a trophy, finishing third or second and challenging in the Premier League, and also winning a trophy. That means the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. And then the third season, we win one of the major trophies, if that's the Champions League or Premier League. That's always been the expectation for Manchester United. So man can't accept freaking top 6 in that freaking next season, bro. Like, bro, fuck all that, bro. You get what I'm trying to say?
Hey, you got off your chest, man. I hear it, man. Hey, kid, that's why I let the king. That's what Sarcasm City TV is all about.
Yeah, bro. Like, obviously, I know Kideki's been waiting patiently, so I let Kideki have his say.
Go to Kideki. Forget the actual game itself. Your thoughts on Amorim and what King said, what Eddie said, what I've said. I know you've heard other people. Okay, I know you'll be watching content. And before you do that, to everyone about the title, shout out to Nero, because he came up with the title about Amorim tactically out.
Yeah, big up Nero for that title, bro.
Big up Nero every single time. So yeah, Kideki, where do you stand with the manager and all the conversation?
Okay. Amorim
fix the fuck up. Go on, flows yours.
It's Amorim fix the fuck up, because let me just put it right here. I'm laying it out in black and white. On Said's fan channel in August, I said if Man United finished 9th, you're lucky.
You did.
Man United being where they are right now doesn't surprise me. And note, Amorim wasn't our manager when I said this. When I said that Man United have the players and these players would be lucky to finish 9th this season, Amorim wasn't the manager. Why am I being pissed at Amorim when the players are doing exactly what I said that they would do in August? Why am I going to be pissed at Amorim for that? The players are proving me fucking right. Why am I getting mad at that? Put it like this, King. You work at a construction site, and I watched you dig a 6-foot hole in 2 minutes, in 2 hours. You alone with a pristine shovel. I take you from that construction site and put you on my construction site, and I give you a fucking spoon, and you don't dig that hole. Who am I supposed to blame, King? Who do I blame? You? You failed to dig a hole in 2 hours with a fucking spoon. Who am I supposed to blame? Am I blaming you, or should I blame the fact that I gave you a fucking spoon to dig a hole? Who am I supposed to blame?
I get your
Who am I
point.
supposed to blame? No. Who am I supposed to blame? I said that these players would be lucky to finish ninth. We're 14th in the league. Why am I blaming the new manager when the players are doing exactly what I said that they would have done in August? When AMORIM came here, we were 4 points off top 4. When AMORIM came here, Chelsea was top of the league. Where's Chelsea now?
Six.
When Almerim came here, Aston Villa were 4 points off first. Where's Aston Villa now? When Almerim came here, Arsenal were literally 1 point behind Liverpool. How much points is Arsenal behind Liverpool now? I don't want to hear the points excuse. Oh, we could have made woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't. I don't give a fuck about what is going on here, because exactly what I said would happen happened. Shit that I got flamed for. I'm like, okay, you motherfuckers, 89 goals, yeah? Marcus Rashford has Marcus Rashford started 18 games for Man United? Because I was told by Traps on all these. Granted, Traps is a troll. I don't pay attention to what Traps says. But when everybody else was telling me Rashford would score 18 goals in the Premier League, has Rashford played 18 games in the league for Man United this season? Yeah? Garnacho would have 15 goals. Does Garnacho have 15 goal contributions in the Premier League?
No.
Yeah? I was told Bruno Fernandes, 17 goals. Really? How much goal has Bruno Fernandes hit double digits in goal yet?
No, I think he's on 6.
Okay.
7.
So, the bunch of overrated fuckers that I said would fucking fail again are fucking failing. Why am I blaming the manager? Oh, bad personnel. Well, damn. Hey, I put you on a sinking ship and I'm giving you duct tape to fix the fucking ship. Why is he playing Bruno? Okay, so who is he supposed to play? Kobe Mino has been injured for the majority of this season. Diego Delo is shit. Well, we literally have nothing else. Oh, why not grab a youth player and then what? And then what? And then what? We grab a youth player and then we end up over relying on that youth player like we always do. That youth player now gets injured. Then what? We started over relying on Haven and then he picked up an injury. We started over relying on Amad Diallo. He's out for the season. We started over relying on Kobe.
He's back on grass now. He's
back on grass now. Well, he was out for 4 months.
He was out for a long
period. We were over reliant on Kobe Mino, fucking out for 4 months. We were over relying on Dorgu, out. Over relying on Xerxes, out. What this fan base does, what am I supposed to do?
So your
as a mechanic,
your main point is more so. Yes, AMORIM is performing poorly. He needs to do better 110%, but the players. So you're more player oriented. Go on.
The fact is this. Go on. When he's actually had the competent players on that pitch, Xerxes with Amad Diallo playing beside of him, with Dorgu, we've won games. We haven't won 5 games. King, we haven't won 5 games in a row in 2 years. We literally haven't won 5 Premier League games.
I just need 2, man.
Yeah, we haven't won 5 straight Premier League games in 2 years. Was AMORIM here for 2 years? No. These are the same guys that finished on negative goal difference, King. These are the same guys. So, if I watch you fucking fail that horrendously, why am I now expecting you to not do it again? It's when somebody show you who they are, believe them. Off the jump, when they show you what they're capable of, believe them that they're going to do this. I trust this team to fail. I trust this team to fail. The manager has done some iffy things, but I'm putting myself in this mindset. Which one of these players have been more impactful off the bench, Rasmus Højlund or Xerxes? Both of you can answer that question. Who's been more impactful off the bench, Rasmus Højlund or Xerxes?
Obviously Xerxes is a
Okay,
better ball player, so
who do we play better with, Rasmus Højlund or Xerxes when they start? Who do we play better with,
Xerxes.
Rasmus Højlund? Okay,
Xerxes.
this manager now has to pick. What would you rather have Xerxes do? Come off the bench when everybody's tired and we make a goal like he did against Leon, or start him, risk him getting injured like Newcastle, and now have no other options to bring on?
Yeah, I'm starting him.
No,
I'm starting
and that's
him,
the
bro.
point. That's the point.
Yeah.
Everybody here will have their own reasoning behind it. I'm starting Xerxes. Flawless is starting Xerxes. You're starting Xerxes. This manager more than likely is saying, yo, he is the most important thing I have in the attack, and I can't risk him. But I'm not going to defend Almarim, because you realize this? I have not defended him at all. I have not defended him at all since we've signed him. I haven't defended Almarim once. And I'm not going to. Because what he's doing is undefendable. But what I'm not going to sit here and listen to is, we have better... No, we don't. No, we don't.
The moves. You don't think so? We don't have a better squad than Wolves than ever. You don't think so?
How much of our midfielders start for Wolves?
I think Cass starts for Wolves.
Casemiro, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Starts for Wolves.
Tranad Andre starts for us. Tranad Andre in their midfield starts for us.
It's closer, but aside from that, we're still capable of winning 2 games in a row.
No. Yeah, but our attack is like you know what?
That's where my issue lies. Is more so the 2 games in a row, the 30% win rate. Yeah. We're better than both of those. No. That's where my major issue lies.
Flawless. You want to know what the thing is? The thing is this. Okay. You see, if it was the case of we were playing shit. These players can't play in a back 3. These players couldn't play in a back 4. Okay? Like, let's not try and do this. These players failed in a back 4. Yeah. As far as I know, the only back these players need to play is going back home. Okay? When I'm looking at these players, is this? Are we struggling to get into the opposition's half? No. Are we struggling to get into the final third? No. Do we struggle to counter? No. What is the main issue at Man United? Positional indiscipline.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with it.
I have worked with some grown men that can't read. I am working with grown men that can't read.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, their reading comprehension is below a 5th grader. Now, if that person was to sit down and start reading, how long do you think it will take them to be able to read on a college level? Years. Positional indiscipline. All these players have always had the luxury of doing whatever the shit they want. None of them know how to play in a fucking structured team. Diego Delo is like Lucas Vasquez to me. He's horrible. Completely and utterly horrible. He can't cross. He's horrible. He's horrible at link play. Oh, why does he keep starting him? Well, who else is supposed to be there? I don't want to see I'm ass.
Nah,
I don't want to see.
But the Mantato, you don't want to see Mantato.
I want to, fam. The thing is just this, and I said it before. I don't like bringing in youth players. This is just me and a personal preference because I've seen it happen to Broja and other talented players. When you bring in a young player during shit times and it just ruins their life. Yeah, that's something I just don't like. When you come on to Haven in our team has so much experience around him. Haven is literally learning his trade from Delit. Yeah? Delit, Mazuari, and Casemiro. Yeah. People that have been there defensively to show him the ropes. We bring through this young kid who's going to teach him how to be a wingback. Luke Shaw.
Nah, bro. Forget that guy, bro.
The issue that I have is this. This team lacks intelligence. Because we're like, I'm hearing the excuse of the players. Okay, let me pick Man United's best 11. So we don't have a goalkeeper. We don't have a goalkeeper.
I just
Our
put some
best
heat in there.
defense, if we
I
don't
said
have a
just put some heat
goalkeeper.
in there. Some
No,
heat
I'm
in,
not
just run him
putting
there.
anybody there. We have no goalkeeper that guarantees us a 5 out of 10. We don't have a single goalkeeper that guarantees us. That means we don't have a goalkeeper that can put their shirt on correctly. Okay, so our best defense is Lenny Euro, Mazuari, and Delit.
Yeah,
We have Dorgu on the left. We don't have a right wing back. But I'm a humor people. Amad Diallo at right wing back. The only competent 8 we have is Casemiro. Otherwise, from him, we don't have a midfield. Casemiro is the only competent midfielder we have. And then in attack, you have Xerxes, Kobe Mino, and I'm going to humor and say Chido.
Okay.
He
So
was alongside Cass in the midfield for you.
we don't have another midfielder. We don't have a competent midfielder, Flag. So it's
That's
just
why I'm saying just run a
Casemiro.
youngster out there. Just run a youngster out there. Go on, carry
No,
on.
but,
I play
so
Connor.
what I'm just trying to prove to this, when it comes on to actual proven experience, when you're looking at the team, we have a gaping hole in our team. We have a gaping hole in our team. I'm not looking at Amorim and defending him, but because of the the dollar store wingback that he signed was enough for me to know that okay, you actually know what you actually want in this freaking team. For the game, I said that we'd lose 4-0. I never expected Man United to score. Man United scoring shocked me. I said this we would lose 4-0. When I'm looking at this, it's Almarin fix the F up. It's Almarin fix the F up. Because right now you're literally been thrown into the wilderness. It's just you, yourself, and God, bro. You have no help. You have no help. I don't trust Ineos. It's no Ineos doubt. I want these guys gone. When everybody was out here telling me how Nice was second and I should trust in Ineos, well, right now Nice are closer to 5th to 18th than they are 3rd. Nice in who everybody was telling me how Ineos is doing good at Nice. Nice, I think, are what, 8th in League
Yeah,
One?
I think so. Yeah, 8th. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I'm pretty sure we're on the same amount of points as Nice. If not, Nice are probably like 4 points better than us. And Nice are 8th. I don't give a shit, you hear me, about any of this. I want it to burn, and it's burning fantastic, King.
We all know that.
Okay? I
We all
want
know.
this shit to burn because I said this would happen in August. And
Yeah,
all I had
yeah,
to do was just
yeah,
sit back and watch it burn, bro.
yeah. Nice are above Brest.
Yeah, how much
So let's
points are
move
Nice
on.
on?
Nice are on 48 points after
How
29
much points
games.
are we on?
I'll tell you now. I have no idea. Are we 37? 38?
38.
All right, 1 second. I'll tell you now.
I'm pretty sure we're on 38 because we lost to Newcastle.
Yeah,
Yeah, 38 points.
we're on 38.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Nice are
38
10 points better than us.
points, yeah. Them had are above Brest. This is nice Brest on the table. Sorry.
Yeah, it says no. It's jokes. That's jokes. That's
Hey,
jokes.
yo.
Yeah, that's jokes. That's jokes.
That's
So
That's
yeah,
nice. Bro.
nice breast, bro.
that's
It's jokes.
definitely a yo, bro.
Wait,
You know,
isn't it? Wait,
Hey, depends whose
isn't it?
breast you're looking
Wait,
at. You know what I'm saying?
isn't
What
it
breast we
Lil
talking
Nice
about?
breast?
Nah, it was Lil Nice Breast, but they moved the tables, moved it. Was
Oh
this
yeah,
guy.
Lil One,
it,
Lil One.
yeah,
Okay, I forgot
because
Lil One.
Leo went not yeah, Leo won a Strasbourg dropped in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's nice breast.
Nice
Depends whose
person.
breast
Yeah,
they-
that's
yeah, man. No, ayo, depends whose breast they're looking at, who you're
Yeah,
looking at, you know what I'm saying?
but this is just how it is. So
You
I
don't like
have
nice breast? Sorry, go
yeah.
on. Bye.
So King, like how you saw me upset this season, early on in this season when I was just going at Eric Tenag, was because
yeah.
I never wanted him here. With him
No.
here and him keeping these shit players, getting rid of the players we should have never have gotten rid of. I said that we would fail. Why am I not angry? Because the players that I said would fail us are continuing to fail us. I have no reason to be angry at all for the rest of this season. We lose to Leon. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You want to know why? Because this was what top Reds want. I'm not a Man United fan. I'm not from Manchester. What the fuck do I know? You know, I was told they want blood and guts on that pitch. Well, blood and guts are playing. Rasmus Højlund,
Yeah,
Garnacho, Bruno, you got blood
Yeah.
and guts. Blood
Yeah,
and
they want
guts are
Scott
on that
McTominay, bro.
pitch.
They
Yeah,
want Scott
blood and guts
McTominay,
are
bro.
on that pitch, King. Blood and guts are on that pitch. Blood and guts are playing for the badge. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And what is blood and guts and hard yards and playing for the badge doing? Yeah,
Cardio
I'm waiting
mentioned,
for
bro.
Bruno Fernandes to carry us, bro. I've been waiting for that for the carrying that everybody was telling me about the Bruno Fernandes. I'm still waiting on this.
You know that's
I
not
am
gonna
still
happen to that kid.
waiting on this
You know that's
because,
not gonna happen.
fam, with this manager, is his tactics horrible? Is his formation and how we playing making us not able to score goals? No, our players are shit in the final third. Our players are just horrible in the final third. Against Newcastle, before they scored one, we should have been at least 2 goals up. That Xerxes shot that the keeper saved, fantastic shot.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if he had kept it low, he scores. But I'm just saying this. In every game that we've played, while we were losing, there were points in that game where we should have been winning clearly. But as I said before, woulda, shoulda, coulda, didn't.
Yeah.
Woulda, shoulda, couldn't, didn't. Against Leon, we should have been easily 4 goals up. We didn't though. We didn't though. Against Fulham in the FA Cup, we should have been clear of them. We weren't. In the Carabao Cup, like this manager got us knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Was this manager supposed to expect that to sit down and watch an Olympiacos score on Man United? Which manager sets their team up and says, "You want to know what I'm going to expect? I'm expecting to watch our goalkeeper concede from a direct corner fucking twice." What I'm blaming Almarim for is his lack of in-game management. It's poor. His lack of in-game management is poor. From personnel selections to in-game management is poor because you're watching shit fail and you're waiting. You're waiting before trying to preemptively stop it. Like, I see a crack. Why am I still moving while I see the crack? Shouldn't I stop and deal with the crack? That's what he's doing. You want prevention instead of you want to cure something instead of prevent it. That's what Almarim is on right now, and it's stupid. It's very fucking stupid. Like, let's prevent this from happening instead of letting it happen and then try and fix it. That doesn't make sense, King. It doesn't make sense when Almarim does it. But what I'm not going to blame him for is having your striker in Rasmus Højlund go through and goal and miss. Garnacho having 5 options to pass the ball to Xerxes, but he chose to fucking shoot.
Yeah, stop.
I can't blame the manager for that. I can't blame the manager for that.
I can blame him for playing him though.
Yeah, I can blame him for playing him because Garnacho's Garnacho, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all know Bruno's Bruno. Garnacho's Garnacho, bro.
And
Like
this whole he got rid of
Bruno. Don't do that. Bruno's the best, our best player. Go on.
And then you hear the whole.
According to Morgan's well, according to Troops, yeah, he's
and then you have the whole revisionism. Why did he get rid of Anthony? What has Anthony done in 2 years? Can someone explain to me
what I do agree with you because the thing is, notice how no one's talking about Rashford anymore. Not like Rashford's been bad, he's just
like
been okay.
Rashford left, and what has Rashford done? Hasn't Rashford scored the same amount of goals in 2025 as Sancho?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
So what's the problem?
Yeah, but my thing is, if he knew that he wasn't going to bring in replacements, like, you know what I mean? Like, why get rid of it? That's my thing, bro. Because it's like,
look at it in this way. Look at it in this way. More than likely, as I'm going to say this before, he was literally. Yeah, he was literally told by the board that they would back him. All right,
You're such a dick, yo.
So stupid, bro.
This guy's
you.
tripping in it, yeah.
Why, King? Why, King? Why, dog? Dog, I'm
This
trying to
nigga
be
freaking
serious,
up
and this
over
brother
there, yo.
over here
I'm
making me
trying to be
laugh, dog.
serious. I know, yo.
Why?
I'm trying to be serious. Because when he said
Why?
it, I was like, huh? And then it clicked. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? When he said,
Morgan Gibbs White, fam, because
yeah.
he got rid of these players.
Those sort of man.
Yeah, it's just, fam, it's just this.
Yo.
All right, I can't.
Sorry. Go
The
on.
thing is
Finish
this.
off your
This just
point,
even
kid.
shows you why I can't even try and sound serious right now because I can't. I'm not taking this club serious, bro.
We are a deeply
This,
word to my guy. We
I'm
are a
thinking. Yeah,
deeply unserious
yeah,
institution,
I'm
man.
seeing them come out saying
DUI.
they're going. Yeah, I'm seeing them come out. Oh, they're going to give him 200 million. Why are you coming out telling me how much money you're giving Almarim?
Yeah, see
Why are
that, yeah.
why are you telling me this for? And if we make sales, Marcus Rashford, Sancho, like we're making this all these sales, and I'm like, why do you have Sancho there? Isn't he signing for Chelsea? Like, why is this? Yeah, for the summer, it's confirmed. Rumors, it's confirmed. I'm not allegedly. I can't say it's confirmed. It's 100% factual. They say they're
Yeah,
giving him
rumors.
200 million.
Given who?
More
Oh
than
yeah.
likely,
Oh yeah. So even
yeah.
whether it's 200 million or not, we all know Manchester United are going to spend something in the summer.
Yeah, so
Players are going to
him
be brought in
getting
whether
rid of
it's
these
100 or
players,
200 or more.
so him getting rid of them is like, yo, he got rid of Anthony. Anthony just went from a $20 million signing to right now Betis might offer us 50 million for him.
Oh, please. I highly doubt that, but please.
No,
That ain't
it's not even a highly doubt. They're looking to try and buy him from us for at least
I bet it's got bread like
38 to 43.
that. Yeah. I bet it's got money like that.
Fam, don't be surprised. A lot of these Spanish teams have money. They just
Yeah,
refuse to
bread like
spend
that.
it.
I don't know,
They
like
just
with
refuse
bets.
to
I don't
spend.
know. Hey, Chad,
Spanish,
let me
yeah.
know because I'm not
Yeah,
familiar with
Spanish team are just a
transfer.
lot just more homegrown. Like they're just more focused on just homegrown things, especially Betis and Bilbao, since most of the players that they have are from their region. So that's just how it is. They're looking to spend from 38 to 42 million on Anthony. So Anthony literally went from 20 million to that much.
Yeah.
So
I
him
have no
getting
issue
rid
with
of Anthony just helped us.
I'm with you on that. That's why when people say, "Oh, the lone players are balling out," I'm like, "Good." But let me get to some of these comments, though, Kineki.
Yeah, let's hear this comment.
Run up the likes, get us up to 40 likes, people. Continue to run up the subscribe button. I mean, to hit the subscribe button as well. Sarcasm CTV. Amarim, it's really hard to win against these top teams when we make mistakes, which help the opponent score. It's harder for us. All of the mistakes we did today, we cannot do on Thursday. Bruno says almost every goal today came from a mistake, which I do agree with. We made multiple mistakes. But my issue
Bruno, you're at fault for 2 of the goals, bro. You're at fault for 2 of the goals.
I remember criticism from the media. He says, I understand it, but I don't care. Nothing is worse than losing games. People can say what they want. I don't want to defend myself or anything like that. If you look at the table, it says it all. That is facts. This is him also on Thursday. Amorim on how big Thursday's game is. Of course, it's really important. We have a chance to get Champions League football, but we have to take it game by game. We have an important game on Thursday. It's going to be hard. Bruno says on getting annoyed with his teammates. I only get frustrated with them because I know how good they can be. I know how tough it is to represent their club. They want so much to give to the club to win because they know how much they will be remembered if they win something with this club. Amorim goes on to say, on who will play in goal on Thursday, you'll have to wait. I'll choose the best 11 so we know 09 is coming back. And this is interesting. This is what I wanted to get to, actually. This is Roy Keane being Roy Keane on Manchester United. So he says on Bruno Fernandes's post-match comments, he's talking about teammates there and belief. But what about the right back who didn't try and put a leg up or try and tackle for the goal from Dalot? I hope he's pulling him up in the dressing room because he keeps talking about belief in the players and my teammates. Keen on Bruno, a really good teammate, puts their hands on each other, whether that's on the pitch or in the dressing room or on the training ground during the week. He's doing the chats about the supporters and all this again. To me, it's just sound bites. That's not even the meaning to it. I don't know how we can listen to Manchester United players doing interviews anymore because I'm not sure they're an honest group. So why should we listen to them? So that's all I wanted to get to in regards to
I
that.
want to speak on that. What Roy Keane says right there is true about teammates putting hands on each other. Because during a France versus Belgium game, if I remember correctly, they won. Paul Pogba literally wanted to strangle Pavard on the pitch.
Yeah. I remember
He
that.
wanted to strangle Pavard. There was a moment where he looked at Sissoko and told him, either you fix up or you fuck off. Sissoko they made a mistake and Pogba looked at the manager and said, take him off before I drag him off. That was when they won the Nations League, man. In the World Cup that they won, there was a moment in that World Cup where Pogba walked over to Griezmann because Griezmann made an error and he said, if we lose because of you, I'm knocking out a couple of your teeth. There've been a lot of threats with players on that pitch because, as I said before, incentive. It's incentive. Bruno Fernandes, you're yapping, bro.
Yeah.
You're here. Teammates make mistake. You should know. But Harry Maguire, you have the second most highest mistakes in the fucking league for Man United. You've cost us the second most points in the league after Harry Maguire. You should know a lot about mistakes, Bruno Fernandes. You're at fault for 2 of the goals we conceded.
Yeah,
You're literally at fault for 2 of the goals,
bro. You was at fault against you, bro. You was at fault against Arsenal, bro. So you know what I'm saying, Bruno. You was at fault against Arsenal, bro. You like Declan Rice, yeah, man. Like Tommy Fury dug on our heads from with 1-1, fam. Yeah, you allowed that
you
to happen.
sat here, Bruno, and you saw that we were winning against Leon 2-1. Instead of keeping the ball like any other team, you decided that you are going to try and spam. Leon then intercepted your stupid pass, counter, and then Onana made, which led to that Onana error. Because of you. The Leon game was your fault. The game yesterday, 2 of the goals were your fault. The previous games before, like Bruno Fernandes, when you're talking about error, look in the mirror and understand who you are, bro. Understand who you are.
Self-awareness, Bruno. Like you can't be Bruno. You can't be talking about frustration or your frustration with other players, bro. You should be frustrated at yourself, bro. How about that?
You try to sit here and try and convince the world that Real Madrid wants you. As I said before, unless it's Real Madrid's badminton team.
That shit is fake.
Fam, the only Real Madrid that want Bruno Fernandes is the badminton team. If it's not the badminton team, bro, it's the water polo team. Not even Real Madrid basketball team wants Bruno Fernandes, bro. You and your volume passes has cost Man United a lot of games this season, Bruno. You and your volume passes.
And last season and the season before, we could go to season Kadeka. How many times it's cost us? You know what I'm saying? Man, we're getting gas, yeah. Our fan base will get gas because he had one good spell against one good half an hour spell against Liverpool at Anfield, yeah. And man are getting gas. Man are getting gas over, yeah. Man are getting gas over 20-minute spells. Did that man want to Pogba out the club, bro? That man ran Pogba out the club, bro. These man want to call Bruno Fernandes the legend, the savior.
Yeah, a club legend. These men were out here waxing about Bruno Fernandes' free kick, and then I watched Declan Rice score 2 free kicks.
Well, and in regards to this, what Keane's saying, or like the actual comments about it, like I hear it, like it is just sound bites. Like we don't want to hear it. And him talking about trusting the teammates, whether Bruno or whoever else is holding players accountable or not, we know the lack of accountability from these players. Too much interviews, man. Too much chatting. Like I'm tired of it. And when he says there's an honest group, I'm presuming there's probably more to that. I'm actually going to try and because he probably went more in depth in what he's saying when he says they're not an honest group. But you can't.
No, they're not.
We watch you. We watch you not play.
Bro, how can
you not give up against Newcastle? We watched that game. Like
you
not chucked it in.
We watched y'all give up against Newcastle twice.
Yeah, we
did.
We watched you give up against Newcastle twice.
You did.
How can it be an honest group? Yeah, when Garnacho says he's the most skillful player at United, when Onana freaking comes out and freaking says, "Oh yeah, we're better than Leon. We're going to beat him. We're going to thrash them." Talking all of this, I see Onana looking at when Xerxes scored that goal. I see Onana looking at the fans, bro. Looking at the Leon's fans, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? Giving it to them, bro. Have some shame, bro. Have some shame.
I watch these players come out and tell us, "Oh, we made a mistake, but we're going to come back the next game," and then in the next game they do the same fucking mistake again. You man can't, fam. The only thing you guys are honest with is being shit. That's one thing I can say that these players are honest on. You're honest on being shit. Like, I can trust Garnacho to be horrible. Yeah.
Yes.
I can trust Bruno Fernandes to do foolishness. I can trust Rasmus Højlund to not do anything. Like, I can trust you players to fail. If it's anything I can trust you players to do is fail. And it's anything that you're honest with, is showing everybody that you're nothing but a bunch of failures. As I said before, it's players at Man United that are happy to be here. Players that know they can't do better than Manchester United. I am sorry. I remember when we were at when Man United had a team where everybody in our team could go anywhere they wanted to.
Yep.
Yeah, Nani could have played for Juventus. Carlos Tevez went to Juventus. Cristiano Ronaldo could play for Real Madrid. He went to Real Madrid. If we saw Wayne Rooney at Bayern Munich, it wouldn't have been a surprise. Players that were at our team that could start for any big team on the planet. That's what it was before, because Man United wasn't the limit. Man United was just to show the world how great you are. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a bunch of players that are at Man United and be like, well, that's all. Hang up your boots.
Yeah,
Put
and
your
we knew it.
feet
So
up. We're at Man United.
And in regards to it, like that's where it is. So it's like, we know the players are bad, and Eddie's spoken in depth about it. Obviously, Kaneki and King both did as well. And I hear like that's what it's about. It's about opinions, and I hear it all again. I say I would Amarin fix the fuck
I've said it for. I've said it a long time, bro. I was getting pelters, because man were getting gas, I remember in the FA Cup against Leicester, man were getting gas, when Garnacho apparently changed the game. There's United fans saying to me in the comments, like Garnacho's a game changer on Northside Channel. There's people saying Garnacho's a game changer because apparently he changed the game against Leicester in the FA Cup. And man are getting gas over Garnacho, saying that we should give him the number 7, after coming off from the bench. And they think that freaking Garnacho is freaking Chicharito or freaking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
They idiots, and we know that. So in regards to it, like I say, people, and I'll be giving my further thoughts later on today. All the streams I'm on over the rest of the week as well. I'm with it, and it's like I hear it. The Amarim is performing absolutely horrendously. King here is Amarim out. Not once have I said to him or anyone who not once have I said to him in the show, you are wrong for that. Because everything he said was spot on in regards to the results, in regards to the stats, in regards to how this manager is managing. However, on the flip side, my issue is also, I hear Kaneki's side, we know these players also. And further, I mentioned it earlier about Ineos. They are held accountable for this too. They have 110% because if, let's say we were flying, let's say they hired Amarim and we are third right now, and we're playing much better football and we're on a plus goal difference and all of these things. Let's say all that happens. You know who will be getting praised? Ineos. You know who will be getting praised? Amarim. You know who will be getting praised? The players, and rightfully so. Because to me, if you perform well, you deserve praise, you deserve credit without question. So on the flip side, you are not exempt from criticism if you are indeed performing poorly. And these lot are performing horrendously. The players are dreadful, we know this, but should still be performing to a certain level. There's mistakes yesterday, as much as players shouldn't be out there, that you should not be making. The Bayern Day one, for example, there's no way that they've said, hey, you know what? Get this ball at 3-1 down and chip it into the center of the park. Or try to chip it into the center of the park before you go, King. That's not the case. Dalot, Keane mentioned it already. There's no way they said, when Liverpool's trying to take you on or a Newcastle player, don't even attempt to challenge him. There's no way for their third goal, the Harvey Barnes one, where Lindelof is 2-on-1 because Matt slipped. That they've gone to Lindelof. Okay, don't try and cut off the passing lane to Isak or just crash into Barnes and maybe take a foul because you're not on the booking. So there are things. However, on the flip side to that, certain players shouldn't be out there. I'm not hearing from anyone that there's no other players rubbish. Absolute nonsense. Because at the start of the season, no one was calling for heaven. No one was calling for Collier. All right, let me change that. Very few people were calling for heaven. when we signed him
Yeah.
in January. Very few people were calling for Collier. Very few people were calling for Cheeto. Very few people were calling for Mantato. Very few people were calling for Amas. There was more because Amas was involved. Outside of Mantato, who's not been involved, the rest of those players played. Obviously, Amas much less though. Amas was okay yesterday. Heaven, when he's played, has actually played well. Collier, when he's played, has played decent. Cheeto, in the limited time he's had, has played also decent as well. Give them more game time. Not hearing there's nobody else there. Rubbish. Absolute nonsense. Because if Delo or Canacho or Hoyland or one of those mainstays got injured, would we play with 10 men or would somebody replace them? Don't give me that. He's choosing to play these players who are not good enough.
This has always been my thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. I know, yeah, and I knew what I knew what Kadeki were going to make. And Kadeki's spot on about a lot of the players, yeah. But like I said, I know Bruno is horrific. I know Garnacho is horrific. I know Rasmus Højlund is horrific. I know Dalot is horrific as a wing back. There's more, and I know Onana's horrific. But I'm not going to go on a monologue on how bad these players are because I've done it video after. I've done it for video after video after video. How bad. I've always criticized the player. I've always said how bad a lot of these players are. But the reality is that Amorim just standing there and he's not doing nothing about it.
He says it. You're coaching it or you're allowing it.
You're just allowing it. If there's nothing that he can do, if there's really nothing that he can do, you know what I will respect Amorim for? I will respect him for walking away, bro. That's what I would respect. If he can't do much more, if he really thinks that he can't do much more with this United team, and he walked away, I would respect that more. You understand? You know what I mean? I would respect that more. But the fact is that you're still here and you're still thinking you can do something at the club. So do it, bro. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking to get Bruno Fernandes to average to world class. Get Bruno Fernandes from an average level to a good level. Even get Garnacho to a trash level to an average level. I'm really not asking that, but I really not asking that much. I am really not asking that much.
We're not asking for a lot. I'm literally asking for
the
bare minimum. And today's big up Gunnar G says big up Flawless and King. He says this is the guy you wanted to win it, Flawless. Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was in my top 3 as well.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. Yeah, he
was in my top 3. I think it was him. It was him, Inzaghi, and there was someone else. There was him, and Inzaghi. There was someone else who wanted as well. I remember who I said, but he was in my top 3. The reason why I say that Amorim needs to do better because I don't expect any more of these players. I agree with Kadeki. I agree with Kadeki in the sense that I don't expect like wonderful or miracle things from these players. But I have higher standards for. I don't trust the players, but I trusted Amorim. That's why I wanted him to do better, bro. You get me? I trusted Amorim. Yeah, I trusted Amorim, and the fact is that he's kind of going away a little bit from adapting, and as a coach, whether you like it or not, whether you when you first walk into the job, you're not going to always have the perfect players that you want. So you have to learn to adapt in certain games. Like I can look at. For example, I can look at, even though Slot had good players at Liverpool, I can look at Slot and go, like, he's done enough with the bad players to go, I can back Slot. I can see something. When I saw Jurgen Klopp, or when Jurgen Klopp first came into Liverpool, with like, them man had Martin Skirtle, Glenn Johnson, Gerard Moreno, Ricky Lambert, and them man there, yeah, and Adam Lallana. When I see an identity, and when I saw Liverpool get into the Europa League final, and when I saw them get top 4, and when I saw a stouter player, I thought if I was a Liverpool fan, I can back this. If I was a Liverpool fan, I could back this. I can't say the same thing about Amorim. It's the same thing with Unai Emery. When Unai Emery took, Aston Villa from mid-season from 17th to 7th, I can back that. I can back that as a fan. But I can't back Amorim because I'm not seeing him doing anything. I'm not seeing him changing anything. And if he's changing things, he's changing the wrong things, bro. Like he's changing the wrong things. Like the back three, I've never had a problem with it. I've never had a problem with the back three because I think the back three is where Man United should go as a back three. I think Man United are better in a back three, but it's how you use the back three. Because if you look at Inzaghi, if you look at Xavi Alonso, if you look at Glasner, if you look at all of these managers what play a back three, all the personnel and all the tactics are different. You get me? All the personnel and all the personnel flawless and all the tactics of these managers and of these teams are different. The difference is most of the time, Glasner, Xavi Alonso, and Inzaghi, most of the time they pick the right personnel and they pick the right tactics to go game in and game out. Amorim does not do that. He does not pick the right tactics and the right personnel for that. Like I said, when we are on the ball, it should be a 3-2-5. When we don't have the ball, it should be a 5-4-1. That's how we are meant to be setting up. But we are getting cut open because we are expecting Garnacho and Bruno and Rasmus Højlund.
And the issue lies is that you continue to play these players, and that's where my problem lies.
Yeah,
that's the biggest.
When we know that these men don't.
You're either coaching it or you're allowing it. But I'm not, and because he's coaching it or allowing it, I'm not allowing it. So you're gonna hold credit.
Because these men are not like Deki said. Because these men are not intelligent. So why are you going to make Garnacho and Bruno press when they don't know how to cut passing lanes? When they just run around like headless chickens, or pressing just for the sake of pressing. Playing Eriksen in a double pivot against Newcastle when they got Tonali and Joe Linton.
Bruno, it was very, very.
It's crazy that there's so many things that he could have done.
This is good news, man. This is good news. There is interest in Onana from the Saudi Pro League since his Inter days. The interest is still there and is strong, and could be a possibility in the summer. And that's from Fabrizio Romano. So there we go.
Yeah. Saudi, please, bro. Bro, I cannot watch Onana next season, fam. Bro, I cannot watch this guy go for man. Bro, this is another thing with Ineos, because even Rance said it, yeah. And I know Rance has been praising Ineos, Even Rance said it, yeah. Like, even if Rance basically said if Amorim doesn't work out, then Omar Berardo should be sacked as well, bro. Because Omar Berardo was the person that appointed Ruben Amorim. So you know what I'm saying. So because he feels that heads need to roll, bro. He feels like something more needs to happen after the manager. You know what I'm saying. Like, he feels like something needs to happen more because this is the thing. Like, this is the thing. We just need to bin off players like Onana and that, yeah. Because I'm sick of my fan base, yeah, as well, yeah. Because my fan base are saying, doing this regimen of doing, we should have kept David De Gea. Bro, David De Gea for the last 2 or 3 seasons at United will finish. Bro.
Yeah. We don't even need to get into that. We don't even need to mention about the fans.
He will finish. We should have signed a better goal. We should have signed a better goalkeeper.
Same way, if you're in a relationship and you break up with the girl and then the next relationship doesn't work out or she's worse, you don't go back to your ex. It's like, no, screen the clients better and get a better partner. But you lot get 3 more likes, get us up to 40 likes. Please hit the subscribe button. Bournemouth Fulham, or is it Fulham? No, it is Bournemouth Fulham, isn't it? Yes, Bournemouth Fulham. That game will be over on the playback, so we're gonna go. There'll be a live watch along for that. I started about half an hour that live stream, like 30 to 35 minutes. www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. That's playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. Or download the Playback app from your app store, people. Now, I'm not keeping bad players. That makes no sense to me. I'm not keeping
Nope.
bad players.
Nope.
Bad players
Get
have to
rid
be
of all. Get rid of all of them, bro. Get
Now he's talking
get,
about the day
get
thing, and I'm just like, players are not good enough. What needs to be better? Recruitment. That's
bro.
where my issue is.
There's no bro. Like I said, yeah. When it comes to business and when it comes to football, yeah, when you have to win games, bro, you can have a style of play and all of that, but it's all about winning games, bro. And like, bro, there's no sentiment in football, bro. There's no sentiment, yeah. There's no sentiment in football. I don't care how long people have been at the club. It's like people crying about, oh, Ineos have sacked this person or sacked this, all of these stuff. I don't care about how long these men have been in at Manchester United. Clearly, we need to get rid of a lot of players, bro. So there can't be any sentiment, bro. At the end of the day, yeah, like I said, like I thought, like I said with the Anthony thing, yeah. Like it's not because I rate Anthony whatever. I just thought Anthony could just do a job for 6 months. You know what I mean? At wing back, but like with the Rashford thing, I hear it. You get what I'm saying? With the Rashford thing, I hear it. And when Onana leaves, and when hopefully Rasmus Højlund is gone as well, because I can't stand that guy. Every time when I see that, I can't watch this guy no more, bro. Like, and obviously we just need to get at some point we need to move on Bruno, because man is tired of hearing the conversations about he's a Man United legend.
He was our best player out there, man. Don't do that, man.
Bro, like respect, bro, respect Paul Scholes. Respect Paul Scholes.
We ain't getting into that. Yeah, we know that, man. We know we ain't nowhere near that.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, Leon, what you telling me? We getting through? What you telling me? We getting through against Leon? I won't call it you, Leon. I'm saying that we getting through.
Oh, we're getting through.
Yes, King. Yeah, we getting through.
Bro, you know what's mad, yeah, Flo? You know what's mad, yeah? If Xerxes didn't get injured in the Newcastle game, yeah, I would have said, yeah, I would have said we would have actually gone through in that, yeah. But like since Xerxes gone, since Xerxes got injured, yeah, and since Mainu's just come back from injury, since Mainu's come back from injury, yeah, and Ahmad I just returned on grass basically, and I think Bayonde gonna. I think Bayonde is not going to start. Even though Bayonde is better than Onana, I don't think Bayonde gonna start. I think Onana gonna start. I think Rasmus is gonna start. I don't. Even though Leon, they are so poor, like Real Sociedad and like the whole Europa League is poor in general. Yeah, and I know you said this one back again, and you're completely right. But I just got, bro, like I just think I don't think we will get past them, bro. Like bro, I want to go with a United win, but I just don't think it will be the case, bro. Bro, I think I got a feeling, yeah, it's gonna go to extra time. I got a feeling, yeah, it's gonna, bro. I think it's gonna be like 1-1 or something, yeah, and then we lose like 2-1 in extra time or something like that. Like,
2-1 in extra time. Right.
Yeah, bro. I just don't, bro. Like it depends again, bro. It depends what lineup Amorim goes with, bro. Because
okay. So let's go there before we do close out. What's the good lineup,
bro? Because it depends, yeah. Because because most likely he's gonna start Dallo at wing back. Most likely he's gonna start Dallo at.
All right, let's go with that because you know what it is. It's gonna be Onana in goal. It's gonna be Euro, Maz, and probably Maguire as the centre backs because Maguire is on the bench. It's going to be Dogu and Dalot as the wing backs. I think it's going to be Casemiro and Agate in the pivot, and it's going to be Bruno and Nacho Højlund, which absolutely stinks.
The whole trinity of hell, bro. Bro, I'm telling, bro. With Mount.
What the difference maker is the players off the bench, the likes of, because they're poor. obviously we know Mano and his quality, even Mount, because Mount has a technical. His ceiling is much better. His
Yeah,
ceiling is much better. Like
but
then, his technical ceiling, is better than a Garnacho
yeah,
or Hoyle.
yeah,
He's control the ball. So you're saying 2-1 loss after extra time?
yeah. Because I think, obviously, obviously, I watched the first leg in that. Yeah, Leon, like Kadeki said, yeah, we should have won that game about 4-1, bro. Because Leon, they are bad, bro. They defensively, yeah, they was all over the place. But bro, guess who made the two mistakes? Obviously, Onana, bro. What a surprise in it, and bro, I just don't think we're gonna. I just don't think we're gonna win, because I just think, like you said, we're gonna probably play Bruno and Garnacho as the 10
You
when
have Banner in the works, but I really.
when we should be playing like Ericsson, and I don't know, Ericsson and
I hope Ericsson plays, man. I don't know.
yeah,
Put Bruno pivot. Ericsson plays and something like
yeah,
that,
and
man.
hopefully Manu will be like
Yeah,
fully fit to like. Hopefully
get some
Manu will.
minutes.
Hopefully Manu will be fully fit to like come back and fully start, because I know he's come off the bench, but we need that Manu fully fit. So hopefully it be Manu, and the only thing I can think of is Manu and Ericsson as the 2 10s, and then who do we even put up front, bro? Because Xerxes injured, bro. We got freaking Rasmus, bro, and Cheeto's not in the freaking Europa League squad when we should have put him in there. Like,
Right.
it's the. I just don't see where the goals are. I just don't see where the goals are going to come from. But I just don't see the goals. Like, if we didn't have the injuries to like Ahmad, or we didn't have the injuries to Kobe and that, I could
You
see
got
Man United get into the final and doing something. But
at least Ahmad's back. And
at
Mano's
least,
well, he's back on grass, I should say, and Mano can play some minutes. But people, we're gonna close
yeah,
out. Love to
big
everyone
up.
that has locked in. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button again. Go follow the Sarcasm City TV playback. We'll be over there for that Bournemouth Fulham game. NBA playing start tomorrow. Playoff start later on this week as well. So there'll be NBA playoff games, playing games over there. So where if you have an NBA League Pass, you can use that to watch games with us people. And or if you don't, but you want to watch games, we're giving out VIP passes so you can watch them for free anyway. So the
Yeah, bro.
exact same way you comment and watch on YouTube, it's the exact same over on the playback. So again, go to playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV or download the playback app from your app store. Obviously, you see it there on the screen. Champions League as well, Europa League, Premier League, all of those games, La Liga games, all of those watch-alongs over there. So this week's European games, including Manchester United versus Lyon, will be over there. 2 Champions League quarterfinals will be over there as well. And of course, the returning Premier League will be over there as well. Plus gaming content, plus more. And don't forget, we're also available on Spotify as well, man. I need to update it, but yes, all of the shows you see on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs and the fan calling show and the gaming content, are on audio-only platforms. So Spotify, iTunes, etc.
Yeah,
So we're gonna redirect to Sheik. Big up to everyone
big
who
up,
has
Sheik.
been locked in. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube.
Let's go.
Salute.